We've just capped off one of the best fight cards of 2025 so far with UFC Fight Night Seattle, Cejudo vs Song. And let me just say, wow, what a card. An unreal amount of finishes on this card. Knockout, submissions, had them all. Even had a fucking quit. We'll get into that later on. So look, great performances. A couple of fraud checks in there as well. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the content. Anyway, let's get into it. First off, we have Modestas Picasso versus Rafael Sequeira. I initially chose Rafael Sequeira to win the fight based on stats. Hadn't seen the man fight before. I did know he fought Aslan, who had a great record coming into this card. I did watch the fight after I made the video. I was in a bit of a time rush due to Dana White dropping all those fights and bullshit. And I saw this man just quit against Aslan. Rafael Sequeira never picked this man to win, ever. Modestas, he wasn't up against great competition in Rafael Sequeira, but he looked fucking good. Good on the feet. Just dominated this man. Got the KO in the first round. He had 2 minutes left, or 2 minutes into it. Nice and early. Landed a backflip after it just to fucking say fuck you. So well done, Modestas. I would say cut Rafael Sequeira from the sport because he's one of the worst fighters I've ever seen. But you gotta look at the positives. It's a guaranteed pick. If you choose this man to lose in your multi or whatever, you got a 100% chance basically of that happening. And having said that though, if anyone ever does lose to this man in the UFC, they should be cut immediately because they're not even Bellator level. This man cannot fight. He quits. Let's not even waste any more time on him. Congratulations, Modestas. So yeah. Anyway, moving on the card, we move on to Sultan Rozaboev versus Eric Mokaniko fighting at middleweight. This one went almost exactly as I predicted. I did predict a first round TKO via Rozaboev. Unfortunately, I missed that by 33 seconds. However, look, Sultan was good, man. He's big, 6'5", I think. Huge fucking, Russian dude, or what is he? He's not actually Russian, but you know what I mean. Uzbekistani. One of those mountain men, fucking animals. Didn't grapple much. Didn't grapple at all, maybe? Can't really remember. I don't remember seeing any grappling, or there was very little. A lot of striking. Had nice straights and in 1-2s. Good fucking, kicks he was throwing up. Just too much for Mokanoko. As I said, he's not UFC caliber in my opinion, or he's never going to be ranked anyway. Rozaboev looking good. Got a beautiful win. I won't spend too much time on it. He's going to be, he might be a bit of a problem at middleweight. He's a big dude, Rozaboev. He's got skills. I'm keen to see him move on and see how far he can get in the division. Eric Mokanoko, I don't know, man. I don't really give a fuck. Sorry, bro. You suck. Next up, we have Austin Vanderford and Nikolai Veternikov fighting at catchweight. I believe. I didn't even check the weight on this one when it came into it. Austin's fought at fucking middleweight and welterweight. Given Nikolai's size, I'm going to say it was like, let's say 100 and, I don't know, around middleweight. We'll just say 185 pounds, 190 pounds, I don't know, something like that. Fuck it. But yeah, look, this fight, I was very impressed by Vanderford. I knew he's a good fighter. I think he's improved since I last seen him. He's wrestling, he's grappling. As I said, it was good. He dominated Nikolai with that. Ended up getting the second round KO. Late in the second round, held him down. He's landing brutal fucking elbows and ground and pound on him. He had some nice takedowns in the fight, some nice strikes. Nikolai was okay too, but look, coming into it, I was pretty confident in Nikolai. If they stayed on the feet, I thought Nikolai would probably get the better of him, but Vanderford, he looks good, man. I don't think he's going to be a champ or anything like that, but he looks good. He's an interesting dude to have in the division. I don't mind him. I just like the dude. Like, not just because of his missus being fucking, well, not anymore. She's not really that hot, but she was fucking hot. But yeah, it's good to see another, interesting prospect coming into the sport, coming from Bellator. Fought some good competition over in Bellator. Fought for the belt, didn't get it, but he's done well here. Good win, and I'll be interested to see who they pair him up with next. Up the card, we have Ricky Simon and Javed Bazarat fighting at bantamweight. Oh boy, did I pick this wrong? This is about as wrong as you can get. Like, I predicted Javid to pick apart Simon Simon from the outside, get away with a UD, just out there, boom, throwing jabs, 1-2s, fucking teeps, kicks up the middle, fucking leg kicks, picking him apart. That could not be further from how this fucking played out. Simon, in typical fashion, just tanked his way in close, taking whatever Javid threw at him, and he ended up landing a fucking explosive, beautiful 1-2. Both strikes landing, and he almost landed a beautiful left hook as part of the combo as well, as Javid falling to the canvas. He put him to sleep with his eyes open 4 minutes into the round. Like, this man, he stole his soul. This man was fucking on the canvas, frozen, eyes open, but nothing there. No one was home. Absolutely brutal by Ricky. A good win. I'm glad to see it. I like Ricky Simon. It was good to fucking see. And there's not really much more to get into it. A short fight. Similar to a lot of the other fights, quick finishes, good win, and look, a setback for Javid. I thought he was going to be, a good contender coming in. I liked his striking style on that, but back to the drawing board. Congratulations, Ricky. We move on to... also, I picked Javid. Yeah, as I said, I picked him to win, so my picks aren't doing great so far. Then we go middleweight, Mansour Abdul Malik versus Nick Klein. Did pick this one. I picked Abdul to win. He's just too much on the feet for Klein. Ended midway through the second round. Impressive win for Mansour. Klein, yeah, I don't know, man. Back to fucking being homeless or whatever he does in his fucking... when he's not fighting. Like, look at this man. Looks like a fucking Louisiana meth head or some shit. Joe Dirt's fucking brother. He's probably a good dude, but... fuck him at the same time. Good win. Middleweight, very early days for Mansour, but looked good. Keen to see him and what he can do. Nick Klein, I don't know, yeah, good luck, brother. Good luck. We'll just say that. On to Andre Fili versus Melquizael Costa. This fucking fight. So, this dude walked in looking like fucking... he's about to shoot up a movie theater. You definitely want to make friends with this dude if you see him at the movies. But look, Andre Fili, the man, just he's got not even room temperature IQ. He's got fucking below freezing levels of IQ. This motherfucker makes Michael Chandler look like fucking DJ Mighty Mouse. You know what I mean? He makes fucking Cody Garbrandt look like fucking John Jones or like GSP. This man was winning on the feet, hurt Costa. Took him down. The dude's known for submissions. That's one of his strengths. And he literally puts himself into a guillotine. It was so easy that Costa was like surprised, like, "Oh, what? You're right there? Like, you just fucking put your head right in on my arm," and he doesn't even strain. He just sits there. He looks like he's watching the news on a Friday morning or some shit. He's just fucking sitting there, barely squeezing. I feel like it looks like he doesn't even defend it, and gets a submission in the first round with fucking... It says 4 minutes 30. I feel like there was 2 seconds left to go. I thought I heard the fucking bell ring after. But, Fili fucked up, man. He was looking good. I thought he was going to win. So, congratulations, Costa. Nice win. He was getting his ass beat a bit, but whatever. He got the win, so that doesn't matter. I kind of like Costa. He seems like a pretty cool dude. A good win over Fili. It's not easy despite Fili being a bit of a retard and literally submitting himself. But, it's hard to say because people can improve. He's pretty early in his career. He's 3-2 now in his career, coming off the back of... This is his second... he's on a 2-fight win streak now. He was, win-loss... No, loss-win coming into this, and now he's win. So he'll move up a little bit. We'll see what he can do. We'll see if he can get ranked one day. But anyway, that's enough for that one. Moving up, we had the fight that I was looking forward to probably the most, or one of the most, on this card, because I just knew that fucking Cutelab would bring it. And judging off this guy, and what I'd seen, the little I'd seen of him previously, and just his record of 14 wins, 14 KOs, or some shit like that, I knew this was going to be a fucking banger. And I'm a Cutelab fan, or enjoyer, whatever you want to call it. So look, they come out. Both men fucking swinging, just fucking throwing heat, landing big shots. Aslan landing the more effective shots. He was looking pretty good. Cutelaba was landing some good shit too, though. Kicks, some overhands, but Aslan was just sort of eating it. Cutelaba, he was taking them too, but it seemed to be affecting him a bit more. Look, Cutelaba started mixing in a takedown here and there, like 2 or 3 times. Cutelaba then lands a big, like a big shot and rocks Aslan. He takes him down, landing some nice ground and pound, gets side control, locks in the arm triangle choke, and boom, we have another fraud check. Aslan submitted in the first round. Great win for Cutelaba, very happy for him. As I said, he's a well-rounded dude, you can't sleep on him. His record hasn't been great as of late, but he's a good fighter, good dude. Who did he call out after the fight? Shit. I should have wrote it down. I think he just said whoever. He's taking his career more serious now. He's after money, big fights. He said UFC, just like throw whoever you want at me. I'm ready for anyone. It's an interesting fight. Like, I want to see him get another win before they put him up against, someone like Yuri or someone like that. Another win or two. I want this man to win. I don't want him to get fucking, KO'd again. Because if he does, that's like, he'll be 4-1 in his last 5, I believe. So not looking good for him. But this is, good win. Great win. He hasn't got a submission win in a long time, maybe 13 years, if I remember correctly. Great win by Eon. Looked good out there. A shame to see, a potential future star, or we thought that he was, just get fraud checked like that. Would have been nice to have some new blood in the division. He's still young. Maybe he still can, but whatever. Fraud check. On to the main card. We have Alonzo Menifield versus Justin Walker. What the fuck has happened here? So, yeah. Anyway. So, as you can see, fucking split decision there. I did pick Walker to win. I knew nothing about this guy. I picked him to win purely off the UFC, putting him on his UFC debut against someone like Menifield. Also seeing Menifield's physique decline. I mean, he's still a beast, but compared to what he looked like previously, the man's got like an extra fucking, 10 pounds of body fat on him, maybe more, compared to usual. So, usually to me that, means either aging or maybe they're on peds and they're off now, or maybe even just fucking, they're not taking it as seriously as they should, not as disciplined. But, look, both these guys ultimately were dog shit. Since about halfway through the first round, they were both gassed. They both looked like they'd ran a fucking marathon. They had no technique, no defense. They were just throwing. It was fun though. They were both landing on each other, not with any real power, any fucking sting to it. But it's 3 rounds of slop. It looked like a fucking heavyweight slop fest of 2 blobs. Neither of these guys are ever going to win a title. Neither of these guys are ever going to be ranked. If they are, fucking, it's a miracle. But it was still fun. Surprised it didn't end in a finish. Like, these guys were just, I guess they were so tired they couldn't land with enough to KO each other. They both looked hurt multiple times. There was literally like, if one of them was able to just pull himself together and compose himself for 30 seconds, either could have won the fight. If they ever just, regain a little bit of energy, a little bit of pop, but neither could. Split decision. Yeah. Whatever. If both men got cut, I'd be happy. Anyway, moving on. By the way, that is the lowest skill fight I think I've ever seen in the UFC, maybe including women's. Like, that was, apart from his takedown defense, Menifield was pretty good though, but his takedowns were shit, so whatever. Anyway, moving on. Fuck those guys. On to a much better fight. Featherweight fight between Gene Silva and Melsik Bagdasaryan. I think that's how you pronounce it. Look, this fight, ended via KO, TKO in the first round. However, it was pretty interesting, moving into it. First round, started off slow, both moving around, filling each other out, throwing a couple shots here and there. Some glancing blows, nothing serious lands. Gene Silva throws a nice spinning back kick, misses, or doesn't do any fucking real damage. Melsik throws some quick roundhouse kicks to the head. Gene pulls back and avoids. They eventually get to around the mid-round and start throwing a bit more, opening up. Gene Silver decides to hype up the crowd, starts, waving, picking his hands up, come on, come on. Melsick sort of gets in on it. The crowd start cheering, going off. Both men then now, looking a bit more hyped, a bit more jittery. They start throwing and landing more. Then Silver lands a beautiful left hook followed by a right straight down the pipe. Straight on Melsick's chin, puts him down. He's badly hurt, but he's not out. Silver wants to walk off KO, like just a stand-over KO. The ref doesn't stop it, so Silver starts fucking elbowing Melsick to the ribs. Like, brutal. Like, Melsick literally is on the ground and just covers up and just accepts it. He was done for. Ref stops it. Yeah, fucking Silver wins via first round TKO. A great win from Silver. Takes his UFC record to 4-0. So, nice start to his career. This man's great to watch. He then calls out Bryce Mitchell. I love it. He goes, Bryce Mitchell, you talk a lot of shit. UFC, give me this man. Something like that. Fucking. And the crowd didn't get behind it too much. I think because he had to use an interpreter and whatnot. But I'm fucking keen for that fight. I hope they do that. I like it. It is a big jump up in competition because Bryce Mitchell is a quality fighter. Ranked, inside the top 10. Good test for Gene. Also, a winnable fight for both guys, but I think I'd be favouring Gene in that one, KO. I'm excited to see how far he goes in 145. He looks every bit of a contender for the belt in the future. Now, we'll see whether that eventuates or not, but Gene Silver, he's one to watch. I've been a fan of this guy for a while now. Fun fighter, good dude. Fucking looks a lot more like a potential champion since he shaved his head. But yeah, look, great win. Melsick, unlucky, brother. Like, he looked pretty good on the feet. Like, I did like him. He looked pretty dangerous. He was fast, but not good enough. Back to the drawing board for you, brother. Moving on, catchweight bout. What was it, 140 pounds instead of 135? Rob Font versus Gene Matsumoto. This is the other fight that I did change my pick after I made my video. Yeah, I know you're going to say, oh, you fucking sure you did. But I did. I'm not going to count it when I do my fucking, end of year selections. But, I ended up switching this one and the Bukowskis fight. So I started off going Gene Matsumoto via second round submission. And I did change it to a Rob Font, either UD or late TKO. However, doesn't matter because it's not on record. So the whole fight, I was fucking, like, oh yeah, I got my pick right. Rob Font looking good. Not so. But anyway, look, so we'll get into it. Rob Font, they come out immediately, like they go to touch gloves. Font touches gloves and then immediately throws a 1-2. Like, fucking is pretty dog, really, but whatever, you got to be ready at all times. He lands a nice 1-2 and, like, sort of catches Gene off guard, lands another 1-2 again. He's putting pressure on him straight away. He's got him sort of backing up against the fence and that. They then clinch and he's against the fence. They fight for position on there for a bit. Matsumoto looking for the takedown, struggling, but looking for it. They separate. Font lands a jab and some straights. He's almost landing at will at the start with his jabs and straights. Matsu, he lands a nice counter jab, stuns Rob a little, backs up. Rob starts landing some more jabs. Matsu, I was going to call him Matsu, you know who he is, Matsumoto, lands the takedown. Rob goes for a triangle, unable to get it. Then goes for a Kimura, unable to get it. Matsu's on top in half guard, looking for side control. Rob scrambles. Gene gets a guillotine attempt in, unable to pull it off. Rob's on the bottom still, manages to get to his feet. Jane takes him back down. Round ends. There's a bit more to it. That's the basics of round one. Round two, Font comes out, landing the jab. Gene landing some nice combos with like leg kicks in there and shit. He might throw like a left straight leg kick, shit like that. Looking pretty good. Takes Rob down. Rob goes for a guillotine. Again, just accepts the takedown. Starts trying to get back up to his feet. He does end up getting up and separate. Gene's mixed it up on the feet nicely. Throwing in some combos, some body kicks, some leg kicks. A lot of kicks in there. Rob's boxing's looking good though still too. His jab's been landing all night. His straights are landing too. He starts throwing some combos. Hooks to the body and shit. Starts piecing up Gene. Gene or Matsu, whatever you want to call him, goes for the takedown. Rob's against the fence fighting to get up, like his back's against the fence. He's got his legs locked in. He's trying to get up. He manages to stand. Matsu takes him down again. Rob goes for the Kimura. Gene gets inside control. Rob gets up to his feet and separate. Rob walking Gene down now. Fucking, he's got his high guard up, walking him down. The jab's there for days. He's landing the jab, jab, jab. Landing on the feet. In my opinion, I had first round go to Gene, and second round went to Rob. So that's the end of the round there. So second round, Rob. The judges and whatnot, ended up scoring it differently, but I thought that's how it went. Third round, look, they come out. Gene's mixed up nicely to start the round. A lot of leg kicks, looking good early on. Then Rob Font, he's still landing every now and then too. Fucking lands a beautiful elbow on the front, right on the forehead of Gene Matsumoto, up near his hairline. A beautiful just front elbow, and just cuts him open. It was a beautiful elbow. The blood starts leaking. It's going all over his face. Look, it's going everywhere. It's a pretty hectic cut. They get to the cage. Rob lands some nice knees. They break, move back to the center, both landing. Rob winning the exchanges, but they're both landing in there. They clinch again. Sneaky elbow comes in from Rob. Not the best shot of that exchange. He's holding Gene against the fence, landing some nice shots here and there for a bit, maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds, not too much. We get to the last 30 seconds of the round. They start throwing, like they both start fucking throwing, like the most they have all fight. Rob's getting the better of it again, in my opinion. That's basically like the fight, just in basic terms. So he ends up winning the third round, in my opinion, which gives him the win, round 2 and 3. The judges ended up giving it to Rob Font via split decision. They gave him round 1 and 3. I thought it was 2 and 3, but whatever. The right man won at the end of the day. Rob Font's boxing, very nice, very slick. Very good fighter. So he defended his spot. He doesn't really get to move up, which is unfortunate for him. But look, they're trying to give this man young up-and-comers to help build them up, and he's just knocking them back down. Sucks for Gene. Gene looked good, despite losing. He looked good. He's still young, got a lot of improvements. He'll bounce back. I'm confident. But yeah, great win by Rob against a young, hungry fucking fella moving up the division. And we'll move on. We have Brendan Allen versus Anthony Hernandez at middleweight. This one, people might say it was boring. I actually haven't seen too much sentiment on it yet on what people thought. It was basically just grappling the whole time. There was a little bit of striking in the first round, a little bit second, a little bit third. I think first round might have had the most striking from memory. And Brendan Allen on the feet was winning the striking, like, clear as day. Did well, did a lot better than I thought he'd do. I thought Hernandez might have the advantage on there, but fuck, I was wrong. But look, most of the fights, like 80% of the fights more, was just on the ground, switching between the two, One would take the other down, like, I think Hernandez took down Allen in the first round, had control for like 1 minute 50, wasn't really able to do much with it, went for some submissions and shit. Brendan Allen reversed it, did the same. Let me just check that. Reverse it, holds down. But towards the end of the round, Brendan Allen was able to, land some nice ground and pound shots. I thought he actually, took the round with that and the winning on the feet at the start. Second round, straight back to the ground, almost the exact same as the first round. Anthony almost gets a guillotine in though. He takes Allen's back, almost gets a rear naked choke, but doesn't. They struggle. Allen ends up getting on top again. The round's very similar to round number 1. But I think Hernandez, wins it again. It could go either way. Look, round 3, I'm not going to lie, I did, like my Kaio, if you know what Kaio is, if you're Australian, it cut out. For those who don't, it's a streaming service like ESPN or some shit for you guys. It's where all your sports is. Watch it on your phone, fucking all that bullshit. Cut out, so I missed like half the round. From what I've seen, Hernandez was just dominating with control. Hernandez ended up winning. That's who I predicted to win. I did predict him to win initially via, I think I said TKO, which was fucking not right. Early third round TKO, so yeah, didn't get that. I mean, I picked the guy who won, so that's always good. But yeah. Moving on, we have the main event. I was really looking forward to this fight. I did pick the winner in Song. So, look, that's always good. Bit of an unfortunate fight. So, we won't get to the end just yet. I'll go through the rounds. Like, you can obviously see who won here. Song Yudong got the UD. Round 1, not too much happened. Both guys moving around a lot. Cejudo was trying to be tricky, putting in the level change out there, faking the takedown, and coming in over the top with a big overhand right or whatever, or overhand left. He was quick. He was looking pretty good, as I thought he would. Not able to land anything significant, though. Did land some nice leg kicks on the feet. Momentarily put Song's leg to sleep. Hit that fucking nerve around the lower leg area. Was only asleep for a short while. Song recovers. They start engaging. Song landed some nice shots. There's a clear power difference, as I thought there would be. Song ends around strong, and he takes the round, in my opinion. Round 2, Song becomes more aggressive, landing the jab, pushing the issue, pressuring Cejudo. Does a takedown, does a fake takedown like Cejudo was doing, which he spammed like 5 times in the first round. Instead, Song does it, comes over the top with a big right and lands it on Cejudo. So it stuns him a bit. They move around. Cejudo starts consistently land the jab, which is surprising considering the size difference in that. But Cejudo's looking pretty fast. So he starts consistently land the jab. Song's still landing here and there. They get to the last 40 seconds of the round. They start throwing in spurts. Both guys winning and losing certain moments, sort of back and forth. Landing nice shots. Cejudo, I actually thought Cejudo took the round, and it was 1-1. Going into the third round. Third round starts. Both landing. There's nothing too crazy in there. Song lands a nice knee out of nowhere on Cejudo. Cejudo's doing some work with the jab. Song lands some nice hook combos to the body and shit. Song then lands a nice devastating eye poke. This is like John Jones, against fucking DC, or DC against Stipe Miocic. This is a fucking bad eye poke. Cejudo takes a full 5 minutes to rest and recover. The fight continues after the 5 minutes is up. Song rushes in, fingers pointing straight at Cejudo, fucking hand out in front, fingers pointing up and towards Cejudo's eyes straight away. Man's taking the piss. He's pressuring him. Cejudo's backing up. He's basically just surviving. The man, it did like there was something wrong with him. But Song pressuring him, chasing him, lands some nice hooks to the body. It's a nice combo. So Cejudo's just surviving. The round ends. There's like a minute 15 left of the round by the time, when they came back to it. Fourth round, Cejudo is in the corner, says he can't see. I can't fucking see, man, my left eye. And there's some bleeding in there. The coaches see. I don't think Cejudo's a quitter like that. I think, there was some issues with it. Either way, Song should have fucking lost a point for that eye poke. It was horrendous. Wasn't the first time it was done in the fight. But look, he can't continue. They go to the decision based on, where the cards at the time. The UD for Song Yudong, which is fair. I thought he won. It was winning the third round and whatnot anyway. Both guys did say they want the rematch, which I think is fair enough. I think Song will just beat him better next time. But is what it is. So look, a disappointing end to a great card. This card had me excited, but it honestly exceeded my expectations. Best card of the year so far, easily, and it's not even a pay-per-view. Look, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of it? Also, before you go, I'm going to briefly cover the results in the boxing for those who are interested. So, Biv will end up getting his revenge, beating Beterbiev via majority decision. One judge scored it a draw, the other two scoring it for Bivol after the 12 rounds. Bivol exacts his revenge. This was a clear W. They mentioned a third fight, of course, which I'm all for. However, I think Bivol will probably win that too. By stoppage or a one-sided UD. Won't be as close as this one. I base that on the fact that Bivol's a younger, fresher fighter. Arthur's 40 years old or very close to it if he's not. Age, it's going to get you at some point. And the fact that he lost this one, it appears that, that's played a factor already. He's not getting any younger. But yeah, that's the main event for the boxing. On to Joseph Parker. He beats McCauley via TK on the second round. McCauley was a fat disgrace. This was a fucking... he should not have fought. This was horrible. However, look, good on Parker. We know McCauley can still be dangerous. He's got a lot of power. He's a big dude, a very big dude. A very fat dude. But look, McCauley, whatever. fucking rocked in off the couch, got paid probably good for it. You know what? Fuck Bacole. He literally just took probably a massive payday, a massive chance where, like, if he loses, it doesn't really affect him too much. And fuck that dude, bro. Good on Parker for fucking him up. Now, I'd actually like to see Parker fight Usyk next. He's on a bit of a run, Parker. Now, look, there might be people more deserving, but I'd like to see the style matchup and just the new opponent for Usyk. I think Usyk, after fighting all these animals as well, deserves a guy who, while very dangerous and different, is arguably a step down from, Dubois, or if not Dubois, Dubois, AJ, Fury, those sorts of dudes. It's a good opportunity for Parker to, catch an aging Usyk and maybe get the belt, or the belts. But yeah, look, good challenge for both men. I'd like to see that. We move down the card. Shakur Stevenson beats the Plumber via TKO in the 9th round. Literally beats a dude who was plumbing or electrician like all week, doing his 9 to 5, and then just fucking rocks in and puts in 9 rounds. Like, Shakur Stevenson's a quality boxer. It's not his fault he's versing this dude. His fucking opponent pussied out. But yeah, look, not really much to say about this one. We all sort of, knew it was coming. Is what it is. Virgil Ortiz versus Israel Madrimov. Wins via UD. Ortiz does. Not much to say on this one. Zheli Zhang loses to Agit Kabayel. Is that it? Yeah, via TKO in the 6th round, despite knocking down Agit earlier on in the fight. He was looking pretty good. I didn't get to watch it. This was on at like fucking, what time was it for us Aussies? Like 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m. I don't know. Maybe not, but like, it was something ridiculous. The card started like fucking 2 a.m. Australia time. But anyway, so Zayli, he's done. Anyway, that's it for the UFC and the boxing today. Hope you enjoyed. Give us a like and subscribe. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to have a chat. And cheers, lads. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you next time.